Well, look who's decided to rejoin the land of the living. Have a seat, young lady. Have a seat, have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. Oh yes, I know you're hungover. That's why I'm trying to keep my voice as low and as soft as possible. If I thought that yelling would have a positive effect on you, I would be shouting. Oh, the air freshener automatically going off is too loud for you, young lady? Well, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. What am I going to do with you? I know, you're a senior in high school. And me, I'm just your uncool dad. Now, I've pretty much pieced together everything that happened last night. Would you like to tell me your side of the story? Okay. So basically, you and Stacy and Trisha went out to a party hosted by one of the other seniors. Okay. And Stacy was supposed to be the designated driver, but she met a cute boy. He was really interested in her, so he pressured her to drink. And even though she was the designated driver, she drank. And you and Trisha, all you cared about was having a good time at the party, so you didn't keep an eye on her. Okay. That was your first mistake, young lady. You go out with your friends, you keep an eye on your friends, and they keep an eye on you. That's how it's supposed to work. There are plenty of guys out there who will happily take advantage of any young woman, especially one who is inebriated. And I can't even say that you were inebriated, because your second mistake was getting rip-roaring drunk, to the point that when the cab pulled up to the house, you got out, holding your shoes in one hand, stumbling barefoot towards the door. You almost fell on the front lawn, stumbled upstairs, passed out in your bed. Ironically, still holding on to your shoes. And Stacy, I guess that cute boy lost interest in her, because when it was time to leave, it was just the three of you. Stacy got in her car. So did Trisha. And you? Well, you did one thing right. One thing right. You called the cab. So you heard a little voice in your head that sounded like me, telling you to call a cab, and you decided to listen to it. Well, that's good, because that little voice inside your head is your conscience, and I am very glad you listened to it. I am so very glad you listened to it. I worry about you so much. You would not believe. You really would not believe. Oh yes, I know, Stacy's dad, he tries to be her friend. I am not your friend. I'm your parent, specifically specifically, I'm your dad. That's who I am. You're my daughter, and I don't care that you're a senior in high school. The last thing I want to do is get a call from the police that you were in some drunken accident and that you're not going to be coming home ever again, or that you're not going to be able to walk ever again. Because let me tell you something, young lady. Things did not end well for Stacy or Tricia. That's right. Oh, sorry if you got the wrong impression. No, thankfully, Stacy did not wrap her car around a tree or a telephone pole. Thankfully, a state trooper pulled her over. Unfortunately, your friend Stacy, and I know she comes from a broken home. However, it seems your friend Stacy is loud and very obnoxious when she's been drinking. She gave the police officer attitude, and that is one thing you do not do, whether it's a local officer or a state trooper. He arrested her. Tricia ended up in the dunk tank and was released earlier this morning. Stacy is still in jail. It's 1:39 p.m. and Stacy is still in jail. Oh, and things get worse. Your mother got a phone call from Stacy's mom. You remember that religious college that gave her the full ride scholarship? Well, Stacy signed a morals clause, and she violated it by driving drunk. I've told you, your brother, your sister, there are consequences in life. You can't do whatever you want to do. In this life, if you make one mistake, that can be enough to ruin your life. Stacy, thankfully she didn't crash and kill herself or some innocent bystander crossing the street, or Tricia. But Stacy's mom and dad can't afford to send her to college. Stacy can't afford to pay for it on her own. She needed that full ride scholarship. That was going to be her ticket to a better life. And it got taken away because it turns out the state trooper happened to be related to one of the administrators at the college. And the state trooper recognized Stacy. So now her full ride scholarship is gone. And now she has a criminal record for drunk driving. I'm glad you had enough sense to get into a cab. But I just wish you didn't drink that much to begin with. But I'm glad you're safe, honey. I love you, I care about you, and we will discuss your punishment when your hangover is over. All right? That's it for now. Yes, you can head upstairs back to bed. We'll talk about your punishment in a few hours. I love you, sweetie. Please stay safe.